Back live here, Mix 104.1. We are joined by Mark Gravelle. Mark is announcing his candidacy this morning for the 5th District Cleveland City Council. Good morning, Mark. How are you?
Morning, Steve. How are you doing?
Buddy, I'm doing good. And I guess, first of all, we got a lot of new people here. You grew up here in Cleveland, but tell us a little about yourself.
Well, Steve, I was originally born in Western New York, and I got here as soon as I could,
Wow.
as they say. But it was, I'm from Cleveland. I've grown up here, went to school here, Cleveland City School System, went to the University of Tennessee, came back. I've been, working as a real estate agent. When I first got out and been in the mortgage business for 20, 25 years, it all rumbles together at this point. But, I'm involved here. My family's here. I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. And for a long time, I've kind of been deciding what are some things that I want to do to kind of give back to the community. And some things that I look at and kind of figure out what's the next step. I mean, I'm past the 25-year-old starting my career. And as I've sat around with some friends and folks, what I kind of think and what we've talked about is that there is, there's a need here to kind of push Cleveland to the next level. And what I want to do is kind of make this. I thought your avenue here was a great spot for me to kind of start this, and I am going to be running for City Council District 5. Seat in this coming election. I think that there are some things that there's a lot of great things going on in Cleveland, Bradley County right now, and it's time to push Cleveland to the next level. I think that's where we are at this point.
We're joined by Mark Gravelle, who is announcing his candidacy this morning for Cleveland City Council District 5. So you've told us why you're running. Let's talk about your qualifications.
That sounds great. And all these cameras here, I'm looking around like I see it on the screen and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, oh, where am I looking? I got to see it right. That's part of the political stuff. I get that later.
Just look at me or look the other way.
That's the hard part, Steve. Looking directly at you. It's hard.
Well, that is not the way to start a campaign. I'll go ahead and tell you right now.
Depending on what you're trying to get to. No, I've been in Cleveland most of my life. Grown up here, I've been in the mortgage business. I got a financial background, sales, communication, and those are to me, that's the most important thing. That is the main thing that I really want to impress upon District 5, the city of Cleveland, Bradley County, is that we've got to communicate. There's so many good things that happen between the city and the county. They work collaboratively on so many efforts, but a lot of that stuff isn't communicated out, like the things that are happening. And as I ask folks what's going on or what are some things that they would like to see, and a lot of the things that I hear is that there's so much contentiousness between the city and the county. There's so much diversity, or not diversity, but just so much angst between the two, and they do so much good together. We got to get that information out. Now, there are some things that we can definitely work on. And with my financial background, we've got to make sure that we are good stewards of our money. We are in a situation where we are growing so fast. Cleveland is growing with or without my support, your support. We're going to grow. People want to come here. We're an industrial hub. We're a transportation logistics hub. Like, we are in a place that is due for growth, and it's shown over the past 20 or 25 years. I'm sure you remember, Steve, when they first built Paul Huff Parkway out here. I was probably about 6 years old, maybe 7, and I asked my dad, I said, Dad, why have they built this road to the baseball fields? Because that's all it was. That was the only thing that it went to, basically, was the baseball fields out here. And now look at it. I mean, it is a commerce road that is so full and traffic and all those kinds of things that everybody loves to be a part of. But that's part of growth, and we've got to get there. And personally, I have kids in the school system. I want to see them have all the best of everything they can have when it comes to developing sports complexes, when it comes to activities, when it comes to all the extra things that I believe we should have as a city. We travel a lot with my daughter's basketball. By the way, Addison is a 14-year-old 8th grader at Cleveland Middle School. They start their district tournament tonight in basketball, and we're ready to make a run. So I want to say hey to her. I want to say hi to Hatcher, who should be just listening right now. He's having a watch party with my wife at the house, that kind of thing. But we go to a lot of different places, and some are big cities and some are small towns. But what they offer and some of the things that they have can be taken and put into the Cleveland market, into these facilities. We have space, we have money. These developments, we've got to have a plan. That is ultimately where we are, is that there has to be in business, it's a 1, 5, and 10-year system. You got to have a 1-year plan, which is right now, 5 years and 10 years down the road. And then ultimately you have to have accountability for those plans. Plans are great. And they work, but you've got to be fluid. You've got to be able to kind of dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge to make sure that those things happen. And again, going back to communication, when things don't happen, when there's mishaps, when there's delays, that stuff has to be communicated. We live in a society now where information is immediate. I'm standing here right now. There's people watching on their phone. There's people in their cars listening. There's people all over town that are hearing this for a moment, not having to read the paper tomorrow to figure out what's happening. So communication is immediate. Communication is active. It is being proactive to the community to really give them what is going on, so that these points that are correct or misconstrued or incorrect, either way, that these points are actually out in the public eye, in the public ear, so that they know actually what's going on.
Joined by Mark Gravelle. Mark is announcing his candidacy for Cleveland City Council District 5. I believe that's in August, the election itself. So give me a couple things you'd like to accomplish if elected.
Absolutely, Steve. I am looking, number one, I want to get the communication piece. I want to have an informational site set up for District 5 that says, hey, we ask questions, we answer questions, we give you the information that's going on, city council meeting minutes, all the public information that's out there that's just not easily accessed. People aren't generally going to take the time to go get the minutes, figure out what's going on, figure the information. Like I want to get some information out through social media, through websites, emails, that type of stuff, so that people can see what's going on. So, some people don't care and some people do, but the things that people want to know about are the things they care about, which you don't know what those are until they actually start asking questions. The reason people start asking questions is because they get upset, or they're frustrated with something, or they want more about it. So I think getting information out to the public through social media about what the city council is doing, what those plans are to help District 5, and that's where we want to go. That's where the huge amount of the growth is going in Cleveland right now. Secondarily, I want to see a lot more activity for our youth. I've got 2 kids in this town. They're not going anywhere. That's kind of my group, my friends. That's where they are. You're included with that. Like I want to see these kids have places to go and do. And whether that be rec centers, whether that be performing arts centers, parks and stuff are great, but they're only available when it's sunny and when it's warm. We come out of a week of having my kids in at the house. Thank you, city school system, for that. And Mother Nature, I'll count that both ways. But, I sit around and I wonder, what are my kids going to do? I'm sitting here. I've got to get them somewhere. Where are they going to go? Well, you know what? We've got to make sure that we are giving a full balance to the folks that have been a part of Cleveland and Bradley County and built this up. So now pass that ball off, hand it to us, and make sure that when we pass it off to our kids and to the next generation, that it's there, that it's already moving forward, already pushing this thing on.
Mark Gravelle announcing his candidacy for Cleveland City Council in the 5th District. Mark, how can people get more information about you and about your plans here in your campaign? That
information is coming out, and I have a marketing and advertising background, so I like teasers, I like feed-based information. I like to slowly set this stuff out. So in the coming weeks, we're going to have some signs, a bunch of signage out. I've got a lot of that stuff already in the works. You can check out. I'm getting ready to drop my social media stuff as soon as we're done here, which is Vote Mark Gravelle on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. All the social media sites will have all that, and we have votemarkgravelle.com. So check all that, and I'm going to go ahead and give out I'm in sales, I do mortgages, so I'll gladly give out my cell phone if anybody has any questions about mortgages or anything else. My number is 423-716-0371. That's my direct line right to my phone, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. So it's a good situation. I think we're in a time that we've got to have access to the people that are making the decisions, and I am open with all of that. My phone is on all the time.
All right, Mark Gravelle announcing his candidacy Cleveland City Council in the 5th District. Mark, thanks so much.
Thank you, Steve. Appreciate it.